This is the Tallahassee Business Podcast, bringing you engaging conversations with influential members of the community that you need to know. This episode is brought to you by MillCreek Financial Consultants. At MillCreek Financial Consultants, we offer more than just financial planning. We develop a relationship with you that helps you avoid common missteps, make confident decisions, and put your assets to work so you can enjoy the peace of mind that comes from financial security. Don't delay your important financial decisions any longer. Schedule a time to meet with our MillCreek Financial Advisors and begin the journey towards achieving your dreams by visiting millcreekfinancialconsultants.com. No investment strategy can ensure peace of mind, assure profit, or guarantee against loss. Securities, products, and advisory services offered through Park Avenue Securities, LLC, PAS, member FINRA, SIPC.
Well, Happy New Year, everyone. This is Sue Dick with the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. So excited to start our first podcast of 2023. And it's highlighting a topic that we know is on every business owner's minds, and that's talent and workforce. So very happy to have with us Tiffany Vause, who's with Florida Ready to Work. Hi, Tiffany.
Good morning. Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for being here. And, of course, we have our very own Corrie Melton with the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. Corrie, thanks for pulling away from your busy day and sitting in with us.
Oh, happy to be here. Thank you.
So, Corrie, just to make sure we frame this up correctly, and again, wanting to emphasize, we're celebrating our 100th year as a Chamber of Commerce for our community. We will continue to stay very focused on our three strategic priority areas, talent, workforce, and education as one, economic competitiveness, and then again, of course, our community and prosperity. And today we're gonna dig in a little bit on talent and workforce. We've been again, working really over the last 3 years. Corrie has been our lead staff person, and this year, Eddie Gonzalez-Lumiere with Ruvos is going to stay on board. I mean, Corrie, I know you have a lot mapped out for this coming year, but maybe tell us what you all are facing in the first month or two before we jump into a real great asset like Ready to Work.
Absolutely. So we're going to start the year off really working hard to bring back our community talent plan and the stakeholders who are part of that plan. We created this last year, and we're going to bring this group back together to look at how we've progressed, where we're having success, where we need to make some changes. And again, this is all of our partners across the community, from education to workforce to community organizations, anyone really involved in the talent space, so that we can, as a community, work together toward those same goals and really be collaborative in that effort. So we look forward to seeing everyone. We'll have that on I believe, January 17th, but everybody should be getting some notice about that shortly.
Well, and we have heard this for years, that the greatest challenge, even pre-pandemic, for our employers is really finding workforce. And there's so much in that discussion. It's not only finding workforce, it's finding trained workforce, workforce with skills. And we're really excited to be able to introduce our listeners to Tiffany Vause and really the great work that Florida Ready to Work is doing. And our goal today for our listeners is for them to feel a little bit more informed and to realize there are some great tools out there. So, Tiffany, thanks for joining us. And let's just jump right in with Florida Ready to Work and what our listeners should know.
Oh, thank you so much, Sue. And such a pleasure to be here and to give you an overview and give the Tallahassee community an overview of Florida Ready to Work. So Florida Ready to Work is the state-sponsored career readiness solution. The state of Florida has invested in this program to make sure that all Floridians, job seekers, students throughout the state have the opportunity to earn credentials that show mastery of those skills that are so important for employers. We have the Florida Ready to Work credential, which shows employers where an individual is in their work-ready math, reading, and data skills, how they can apply those skills in a workplace setting. And individuals who earn the Florida Ready to Work credential are recognized at an achievement level 2, 3, 4, or 5. And the best part about that is those credentials match directly up to the job zone the U.S. Department of Labor's ONET job zone framework. So if an employer here in Tallahassee has a job zone 3 and they're looking for an employee who's ready for that, they can look at individuals with the Florida Ready to Work credential who have earned an achievement level 3. It's a great way to subjectively match up folks and get the right people in to interview for the job. In addition, Sue, I'm sure you've heard this from all of the employers that you work with here in Tallahassee, that individuals are looking for those essential soft skills: communicating effectively, conveying professionalism, being able to work in a team, and solving problems and thinking critically. Those are all skills that individuals who earn the Florida Soft Skills credential have mastered. And I think that's really important that we get those individuals here in Tallahassee and a part of our talent pipeline.
Well, I mean, I think, Tiffany, maybe then just getting into the specifics of how this would work. So for an employer, first of all, is there a cost? Is it accessed online? Maybe walk through, if I'm an employer and I'm thinking, wow, what a great tool to do this assessment. Maybe what would the steps they would take and what would it look like?
Sure. The great thing is the program is free. Community partners, employers, anyone who wants to work with the Florida Ready to Work program, the state of Florida has made this available for free across the state. It's a completely online program. The training can be accessed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, online for free. And so anyone can work with their local career source. In addition, we've got several education partners here in Tallahassee getting ready to launch the program, and the chamber is actually making it available as well.
Okay. And I know, Corrie, you know, we're going to back and forth a little bit here because there is really so much work being done. And we've talked about talent pipeline management. One we have in technology and one in healthcare. Maybe, again, the more we hear this, the more we can understand. And obviously our goal as the Chamber of Commerce is to really clearly outline tools and resources for our members and for businesses in our community. So maybe as you have been working with this model, how do you see it assisting with your talent pipeline management? So maybe just pick healthcare, for example, and what you're hearing around that table and how you believe this can assist some of those concerns that you're hearing.
Absolutely. So that's exactly where we plan to start this program, is with our talent pipeline management employers. But let's take, for instance, one of our local healthcare provider, and perhaps they're looking for some medical assistants and a nurse. What they can do is use the Florida Ready to Work to assess several different things. First of all, we know from all of our employers that the soft skills that Tiffany mentioned are top of mind, even more so than the hard skills. So what a great tool for them to be able to assess that from the folks who are interviewing, or perhaps have the person already taken the assessment before they come to the interview, to know where they are on that soft skills assessment. But the great thing is not just knowing where they are, but maybe they do need some extra training. They can go online and raise their score. So the employer knows ahead of time where they are, and they have a tool to get them to a better place. Then you look at the foundational. So again, go back to our healthcare providers. Maybe they already know how to do those hard skills that they've learned at our great education providers, but there are some other workplace reading or some of the data, which is everything from looking at graphs and interpreting that data, because we know that is a very high in demand for all of our jobs now. We're all having to really become our own little data analysts. And work-ready math. So how can they take those things they've learned and use it in the workplace? And I would venture to say a lot of us could probably use some upskilling in that. So again, the employer can either evaluate that based on what the student or the career seeker comes in with, or they can actually have them take the assessment and then again provide that free training to upskill them. So they're not just helping themselves as an employer, they're actually helping their employees become better and give them more opportunity to grow.
Well, and I think we need to realize this is for anyone. I mean, if you are fortunate enough to have an HR director, or if you are a business owner and you are the HR director and everything else, and no matter what the industry, that's something we really want to emphasize, is that having a skilled workforce and the ability to retain your workforce and train them is an asset in something as a business community that we're trying to provide tools for. And so, you know, I know, Tiffany, a lot of it is around industry, but we want to make sure people realize this is a tool out there to be used at no cost.
100%. And, you know, you can implement it yourself. You know, if you've got a business here in Tallahassee that says, you know, I've hired 10 new people this year and we're just not gelling as a team. We need to, do some skilling up. They can absolutely implement that themselves. Or if you've just got one or two employees and you really want to do that, you can work with Career Source Capital Region and they'll help you put those employees through as well. I think it's a great skill.
Well, and I think we have a lot of great partners around the table. Jim McShane and his team at Career Source Capital Region and all of our training providers really want individuals to know that they can tap into these resources at no cost. And if you have any questions, of course, contacting us here at the Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, we'll provide information. But I know, Corrie, you are in this space and want to make sure we don't miss out on all other information as well.
Well, one thing, Tiffany, I want you to touch on for our listeners is this is not just an entry-level type assessment. So help them understand where else they might use it besides just those entry-level jobs.
Absolutely. So we have employers throughout the state and career sources throughout the state who use it with management teams, especially the soft skills. If they've got individuals who maybe have been working from home and now they're coming back into the workplace and kind of need some skilling up again to talk about teamwork and how to handle some of those situations. We talk a lot about how to utilize social media and communicating effectively, how to do that in the workplace, and how to really apply the skills that you've learned in a workplace setting. I think it's critical, and it's not just for entry-level positions. It's for everyone.
Well, I think the timing of this conversation is great. I know a lot of businesses are starting out with their new plan for the year. And if businesses want to find out a little bit more, where can they find you, Tiffany?
They can visit us at floridareadytowork.com. That's floridareadytowork.com.
Well, Tiffany, thanks so much for joining us. I know you and Corrie have a lot of work to do in the coming year. Corrie, any closing comments for our members or listeners out there?
I just hope everyone will take a good look at this. This is, again, something for all ages and all levels. So, we look to see it in our schools as well as in the workforce. But there's so many good reason to use this. It is completely free. And I think it's a tool that as a community we can really use to find the workforce that we're all looking for.
Well, great job. Thank you, Tiffany. Thanks, Corrie.